Well, salutations, magic students. Hey, greetings. Welcome to another online sleight of hand learning experience. Today we're talking about one of the oldest tricks in the book, the cups and balls, and I've got a couple novel approaches to some classic sequences. The first lesson I want to share here, I'll echo from Jared Kopf, wonderful sleight of hand performer. I saw a lecture on the art recently. Jared suggested that if we use spheres of a darker tint, our sleight of hand might be more deceptive. So following Jared's lead, here we go with 3 balls, 3 cups, a magic wand, and 1 nut. We'll start this charade with the Bosco Batalamo phase. And as noted, I have some novel approaches to these sequences, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But here's the 3-ball vanish and recovery, but under the center cup, which is something you don't see every day, unless you're me, but I digress. Phase 2 is a Divernon sequence, and for this sequence, 1 ball goes under each of the cups, and it's worth noting that when Vernon did this, he kind of had to force people to pick the center cup to begin. This sequence allows for a free choice of cup A, B, or C. So say for example, your spectator chose the ball at cup A and wanted it to go to B, well, you could do that. Likewise, if you wanted the ball to go from cup A, you could do that. It's a winner every time with this modus operandi. We'll talk about that in just a minute. Lastly, we'll talk about how to get rid of all 3 balls and then continue your cups and balls routine as you normally would. That's with just 1, 2, 3 cups and 3 balls. And these are the sequences that I offer you today with the novel approaches to the classic cups and balls. So boy, I've done a lot of experimenting with the cups and balls in my day, routines with 2 cups, routines with 1 cup, and I've certainly done my fair share of practice and experimenting of routines that use 3 cups and 3 balls. The sequence that you just witnessed is a little bit off the beaten path in that it uses 9 balls, at least as performed in the presentation here. And if you'd like to do what I just did, you're going to need 6 balls of the same color and then 3 different colored lighter balls. You know, if you want to talk about Jared Kopf, that's up to you. The setup on this, put 3 balls in the lowermost cup, stack a cup on that one, and then put 3 balls in the middle cup. Another cup goes on top of that, and then your 3, in this case, white balls in the uppermost cup. And we are ready to begin with your introductory statements. And as we move on to the routine, dumping the 3 white balls to the table, we reverse count the cups to the table 1 at a time. So holding the cups as though you're about to take a drink, you're just going to grab from the bottom and count it quickly enough to where the balls don't visibly fall out. The second cup gets counted on top of the first one, and then the third empty cup gets counted on top all of them. And now we suggest that maybe using these white balls aren't ideal. Place those balls in your pocket, do a little hocus pocus, tap, 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 and now we are going to continue with the 3 red balls. So this phase is not the most mystifying magic trick, but it's a good way to subtly influence the audience to believing that now this is probably the only 3 balls that we had, after thinking such things. But yeah, the whites are away, the 3 reds are in play, and we now have 3 red balls in the center cup to continue. And we continue with another reverse count, 1 cup on top of the next. This is just to subtly show the cups are empty, and then we'll reverse count them to the table 1 at a time from left to right like this. 1, 2, 3. This will secretly place all 3 balls under the middle cup as we move into the Bosco ball vanish sequence. This and really the follow-up phase, both of these phases were influenced by Divernon's cup and ball routine. This is the routine that I started with when I was a young street performer, like 18 years old. How many years ago was that? In the original routine, you'd start with an extra ball under the end cup, but because we have 3 ahead in the middle, we can do more of a surprise reveal after we've made the 3 balls vanish. So we take the ball in the middle cup to start. I like to use this drop vanish here. This is something that I've taught elsewhere, but I'm just dropping the ball into a finger palm as this hand closes and pretends to take it. This is a drop vanish for the cups and balls technique. And we follow this up immediately by grasping the wand with the palming hand and then inferring the vanish. Moving on over here to the leftmost cup, we're going to use the tip over move to load this ball under this cup. Let's go back to this camera here. So as I tilt this cup up, I'm going to load this finger palm ball beneath it as the ball falls into my awaiting, in this case, left hand. So left hand goes in front of the cup, this gets tilted into it, and then that ball is dropped into the cup below it. This is the tip over move, very popular cups and ball sequence, and now we do another false placement. I do mix these up. Like when I'm doing a 3-ball vanish, sometimes I'll do the drop vanish, sometimes I'll do like a finger palm vanish, sometimes I'll do the striking vanish. I'll encourage you to use some creative license on your ball vanishes here. But moving on, we make this ball at the left vanish, and continuing with the same technique, the tip over move is used to secretly load that ball, the finger palm ball, into its cup as we go on. Here we'll do a Divernon wand spin to make that one vanish. And now we're prepared to show 1, 2, 3 balls under the center cup. The general reveal is 1 ball under each cup, but this novel approach allows us to have all 3. So we lift with this hand, place the cup in the hand that has the ball palmed, and as this cup goes to the table, we load the finger palmed ball beneath it. So now we're in this position. We have 3 cups on the table with 3 balls secretly hidden beneath them. We are 3 ahead of the audience. Here we continue with the Divernon phase where the spectator chooses which ball goes where. And for this, we're going to genuinely put a ball under each cup. Because there is a ball hidden beneath the cup, you got to be careful not to expose that ball as you put the balls beneath it, and just kind of cover the front of the cup with your hand as you tap it under there. That's enough. I actually like to generate a little suspicion here. So as I'm putting the balls under the cup, I'll keep my hands closed just a little bit and let my audience second guess funny business that's not happening. So no funny business is happening. And now we're ready to allow the spectator to choose any cup. And as I kind of noted in the presentation, the Vernon phase relied on someone choosing the B cup, but any cup, A, B, or C. And here we'll say they pick C on this end. I'm going to go in with my first 2 fingers. Here's how I do this. I put the hand flat to the table. We're going to use scissor fingers here, right? So the first 2 fingers are going to go into the cup. And as that cup is tilted towards the audience, they're just going to grab one of the balls and move it out. This is a deceptive enough way to keep the extra ball hidden beneath the cup while only removing 1. And again, this will be the cup that the spectator chooses. It doesn't matter which cup they choose. So we're just assuming they pick C, and we say, okay, watch the ball go from C. And now we do a false transfer as we ask, which cup would you like it to go? So again, we're doing our false placement, pretending to put the ball here, pick up the wand to conceal our palmed object, maximum deceptiveness, affect the vanish, and now they can pick cup B or cup C. It doesn't matter because there's 2 balls under each, right? Let's say they pick B. Reveal the cup, reveal the balls under the cup, and as you replace the cup to the table, load the ball that's finger palm beneath it. Place the balls on top of the supposed respective cups, and then insinuate to the spectator that it doesn't matter which cup they'd picked. If they wanted it to go under A, we could do that as well. So here we're doing another false placement, affecting the vanish, tapping the cup they didn't choose, lifting it with the left hand, placing it in the right. That's the ball hand that's holding the ball. And as this ball goes to the table, it gets loaded and 1 ball is placed on top of each cup. So now we're back where we were again with 1 ball under each cup. And I'll tell you what, I've been experimenting with this and I have some other ideas for pathways we could go for here, but I'd like to keep this tutorial tight with what I think are the most effective approaches. And we're going to end this information explosion with one more idea, and that's simply the return of the 3 balls. Now this will be dependent on how you want to continue your routine. For example, you might want to go into the big loads here, and as you're putting the 3 balls away, grab like an apple or a tennis ball, and now we can start revealing balls here and loading the big balls into it. In the other performance, I just put the 3 balls away, and tippy tap tap made the three balls return. Another approach you might want to consider is that you put the 3 balls away, finger palm one of them. So now we're going to just keep one of the balls in play, and as these balls make their return, maybe now we can segue into some more traditional cups and balls stuff, with just like 1 ball and 3 cups. I don't know, that's going to be your choice moving forward. I think I've done my job here today to share some interesting approaches to some classic sequences, and I hope some of these sit well in your gray matter. Hey, as always, I appreciate you spending a few minutes in my magic multiverse. Thank you, and I'll see you on the next lesson.